Hello and welcome back to Scoopsman Propaganda on YouTube. Sorry I would delay this month, but a little difficulties around here at Scoop headquarters. Googly Bear and I have been dog sitting, puppy sitting, on my sister-in-law's dog for the last little while, and I want to show you right now what we've been going through.
Let's go gambling.
Hello Internet! I am Lexi the dog, and I'm not busy driving Scoop and Googly Bear crazy. I'm taking and destroying the house and ripping apart shoes and biting feet. It is quite fun. Okay, so you just saw there, if I did this right, was a clip of Lexi the dog quietly terrorizing us. If I didn't do this right, you're back to seeing me again. Either or, let's see what happens. So now, back onto the comics review for this month. Bit late, sorry about that. So, start for Justice League, the issue with Shazam's Last Stand, or as I like to call it, How Boring Can I Be? Then we go to Justice League America, where, spoilers from a month ago, Catwoman was killed, oh look, they have a big coffin, oh look, it's so sad, blah blah blah. Bull, Catwoman was not dead, sorry to burst your bubble, it was stupid. Which leads into the big storyline that DC's doing this summer, going into Forever Evil. Trinity War Part 1 and Trinity War Part 2, or as I like to put it, we can solve this all with a text message, couldn't we? Which only one character really brings up in the story. Not impressed. This had better get better, because right now it's this close to being chopped. So, move on to Green Team. It's sort of feeling its way out a bit. A lot of people online seem to hate this book. It's about, like, the rich trillionaire kids and superhero stuff. But it feels like there's kind of, like, filling themselves out, and I'm just going to give another couple issues to see where it goes with it. Though, of course, this cover doesn't really say much what happens in the issue. Then we go to The Movement by Gail Simone. Another one that people online really seem to hate. Now, I'm hit and miss with Gail Simone, but I got a funny feeling this book was originally something she pitched independently, and then after the whole Batgirl kerfuffle, they picked it up and went with it. I'm getting more of a feel for it and more of a feel for where it's going. It's kind of like the 1% superheroes fight back against the system. And something like that. And there's part of me that also wondered if this was also Gail Simone's idea originally for Birds of Prey, maybe. Just a thought. Then we go to Justice League Dark, written by Jeff Lemire, Canadian. And this is the second part of a story just before Trinity War picks up for this book. It was okay. It was Flash guest starring kind of out of character, if you ask me, against Dr. Destiny, and it felt like just kind of a 2-issue filler before the big story begins. And then we go on to Jeff Lemire as well, Canadian, writing Green Arrow. This one's still setting the new status quo. The big push of changing the character around is done, and now they're just kind of say, okay, now we've kind of settled it down, but at the same time keep the story going of where he's going to find out who Komodo is and everything like that. And of course this issue introduced the new Count Vertigo. I'm not a fan of this new version sort of thing. And I think the way he defeats them is kind of, it's like one trick, that's it, you can only do it once sort of thing. You can't do that trick again. Then we move on to the Superman books, which are desperately trying to create some kind of cohesive storyline, subplots, character, supporting cast. The word desperate here comes to mind. Hector Heyman, a Green Lantern villain, is kind of the villain / ally, best you could say, of the story. But it doesn't really thrill me still. It just feels lukewarm at best. We move on to Action Comics with the new Atomic Knights, where aliens will come to Earth to do alien things, and I really couldn't care. Then we move on to Superman Unchained. Unlike the first issue, I was very lukewarm to. This one picks up a lot and gets much better, though it gets kind of stupid towards the end. Superman versus the military, been there, done that. It felt cliched at that point that all of a sudden they start shooting him and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's getting better is the best way I can put that one. This one's getting better. And sure to cause a lot of controversy, Superman, Batman team-up book. So yeah, it should be Superman, Batman, not Batman, Superman, DC. Just take note of that. And there's interesting parts of characterization here I'm not thrilled with Batman, but they're really trying to make this book like the whole look at the two of them together as characters. Kind of confusing towards the end with some of the time travel spoilers in the story, but it's I'm interested to see where it goes with this one. Adventures of Superman, a bunch of short stories, non-continuity ones, because hence he's wearing the underwear outside his pants. And this one's also very hit and miss with me. I mean, you know, the first story is kind of whatever, and the second story is kind of whatever. I get a very definite impression this is like New Talent Showcase or the bonus books DC used to do way back in the 80s and 90s, where they try out different people who haven't done work before for them. Because like the only one here's DeMatteis and Jones, I think, the only ones I've done anything beforehand. It's kind of like a trial book in a lot of ways, it feels like. And then, World's Finest, on the run from Desaad yet again. They've kind of gotten rid of the whole flashback storylines, which I miss. But this main storyline is kind of cool with them just constantly trying to chase down what Desaad is doing. And nice endings too as well, these books. And then one of the best Superman books out there, Smallville, Season 11. This is the Argo last part. Supergirl, Argo, Booster Gold, you name it, is in this storyline. Unfortunately, though, it feels kind of rushed. Like, there's lots and lots of plot threads everywhere in this storyline, and it felt like it could have been a four-parter because there's just so much as bam happens here. And the most boring part was when Supergirl and Superman fight. I always like to put it, oh look, they're fighting again. Legion of Superheroes, second last issue. Out of nowhere, the Legion starts winning the fight again for some reason, and subpar art as best you put it. It feels like this kind of book's going on a whimper, unfortunately. I'm a long-time Legion fan, but it just feels like that. And also soon to be gone, Threshold presents The Hunted. I actually like this book a lot. Every issue, Giffen just keeps changing it up a lot, changing it up. How things work, where things go, how it does this, how it does that. And I quite like this one. And the Star Arcan's backup is actually kind of fun too. And unfortunately, one issue left to go. Now, my favorite read of the month, yet again, All-Star Western with Jonah Hex. Not to give it away too much, because it's a month old now, but this one, after a miraculous escape last issue, Brewster accidentally travels through time to modern-day Gotham City. Encounters some muggers, encounters some cops, encounters Batwing, and it's fantastic. Just absolutely fantastically done story of Jonah, like, what's going on, what's happening. He has no idea, and he finally does kind of figure it out and goes, what year am I in? Great stuff. Old West hero in the modern day. And of course, last but not least, Life with Archie. Excellent storylines. One he marries Betty, one he marries Veronica. Two different worlds. Great stuff, and kind of getting more real world into the story too, with the Senate race with Kevin Keller going on. And of course, excellent cover by Phil Jimenez, and I'm a Betty person, of course. Betty. So that's it for this month, and next month I'll be doing one more for Fan Expo, provided Lexi lets me. And thank you very much, and check me out on YouTube, check me out on Twitter, and check me out on Facebook. Blog, excuse me, on Propaganda. Thank you very much, goodbye. And check me out on Twitter at Scoop Riches. And check out my blog, Scoop's Mental Propaganda. And hit like to my Facebook page. Thank you very much.